Bloody fan's making a noise again. End of year tidy and clean up, believe it or not. And yeah, still seem no closer to turning this place into a functioning club, but I'm getting a bit closer with the larger brew kit. Here's a control panel for the larger brew kit. I'll fess up, bought it. I didn't make it because cutting all these holes and things, I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to bugger it up. But I haven't been in a massive hurry, I'll be honest, to get this all up and running as a club and brewery. So I think after the trials and tribulations of Brexit, a global pandemic, and now the war in Ukraine, and that being used as an excuse for just putting the price of absolutely everything up. Absolutely everything up. I've not wanted to be in competition with anyone. I know that sounds weird, but I worked out the other day, you know, we're going to be selling spirits for I think we said £4 and £5 for a double, and you know, and mixer. And I just don't want to be in competition with anyone. Anyway, so that's, yeah. And apart from anything else, just things are moving so slowly here. I'm going to put another video up in a little while about who brews your beer, and the reason for that is, and I'll put a link underneath this to a video that Chris HarryBrew69 popped up today, where he takes a list which was posted to a Facebook group of some of the breweries that have gone this year. Already out of date by the time he published it. And it's important to support your local independent breweries and tap rooms and bars, or artisan restaurants and bars. And the reason for that is that they don't have the massive financial reserves that the likes of AB InBev, Molson Coors, Heineken, Carlsberg, Asahi have in order to ride this storm. As we're seeing, they're going out of business left, right and centre. Bars, breweries, the hospitality sector really has been hit by not only Brexit, pandemic, war in Ukraine, inflation, but a strategic lack of support from the Tory government. A strategic lack of support from the Tory government. And it's set to get worse. Now, at some point, I'm going to have to open as a club and get brewing properly and selling some beer. This place gets a small business rate relief, so we don't pay business rates, although that might change. I haven't seen the latest valuation of this place, but it might change. We own the building outright. There's no mortgage or rent to pay. Essentially, all we have is our ongoing consumables, so things like electric, etc., cleaning, as you would have in any place. So we're in a very fortunate position here. We're in a very privileged position here of not having to fight against a rising tide of penalties against us purely for being in business. Unlike most small breweries, most small tap rooms, bars, artisan restaurants. So I'm going to bring this to a close by saying one of the things I've been trying to do, or we've been trying to do, is just once a week go and buy a pint in a little local independent. A couple of years ago, the English cycling team, when they was on a true winning streak, said it's not massive changes that make the difference, it's the little changes. It's lots of little changes, lots of little saving, you know, 100th of a second here, 100th of a second there. And I think that's what we can all now collectively become engaged with doing in terms of helping the hospitality sector. If we all just bought 1 pint a week from a local independent, it might just ensure that they're still here this time next year. And when you do that, just double check on what you're buying. Buying a pint of Carling is really just going to put money into Molson Coors. Buying a pint of Budweiser is just going to put money into the pocket of Anheuser-Busch. A very small percentage will go to the pub that you bought it from. So try and buy something locally brewed. Now in Sheffield, we're exceptionally privileged to have some wonderful small local craft breweries and some wonderful bars and taps. We're going over tonight to see Chris in Retford, buy some beers, have some food. If you watch the video, I'll put the link below, that you put up today, you might wonder how on earth he's managing to survive. He's looking at a grain bill for a ton of grain to brew, going from 700 to nearly 1,000. Now that's on top of rising fuel, staff costs if you can get staff. So if you go to the brew shed in Retford and you buy something brewed at Harrison's Brewery, all of that, apart from the duty and the tax, etc., and the on costs, is going into supporting the brew shed and Harrison's Brewery. Just 1 pint a week. All right, I might get 2 or 3 down at the Dorothy Packs, but you get the idea. Next video I'll put up hopefully will be who brews that beer, and I'll be looking at the might of the likes of Anheuser-Busch, AB InBev, who are the largest brewer on the planet, Heineken, Carlsberg, Molson Coors. But for now, 1 pint a week. That's it. You take care. Cheers.